The confusion is right now.
Hello, we are back in Stavanger at Nordic Edge, and we have a fantastic youth delegation from Ghana here. So we'll have a bit of conversation of their experience, who they are, and what they have learned from these last 2-3 days. So maybe a short introduction who you are here.
Hi, my name is Francis Ametepe, and I am a student activist.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Clifford Emmanuel. I work with Youth Advocate Ghana.
Hi everyone, my name is Albert Adehoke. I work with Young Reporters for the Environment Ghana, and I'm a volunteer. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Ellen Lindsay. I'm National Coordinator for Young Reporters for the Environment Ghana.
Yeah, and starting by YRE here. Who wants to take the lead? The women.
Sure.
Ladies first.
So what's the background? What are you doing here?
So we were here to engage in the next generation and to share experiences with young people here from several counties in Norway, to share the experience from Ghana and to also hear from the experience from Norway.
Yeah, and tell a little bit about the process the last 2 days. What has happened? Who wants to say something?
Yes, so I think it has been very interesting conversation throughout the various sessions. The event started with an opening session where we had some key speakers from top kind of executives in areas of smart city, also innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship. And with focus on the SDGs, actually, throughout the various presentations that really took place, I realized that there was very sharp focus on the SDGs and how all these initiatives can contribute to the SDGs. Quite apart from that, we had some breakout sessions and workshops. And of course, here we are at the exhibition, which had a lot of companies, showcasing what they are doing in areas of technology, smart city, entrepreneurship, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. What was your first experience when you landed here in Stavanger? Going back to this first time for you in Norway and the Nordics.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to say?
Well, it was so beautiful, right from the airport and then traveling to the hotel and all that. I must say the architecture in Norway is very beautiful, the infrastructure and all that. In fact, it's exciting. I'm so much interested in the landscaping here. It's quite a bit different, and then the weather also. But then it's been good so far. We enjoyed it, and I'm sure we're still enjoying it. So yeah, it's been good so far.
Yeah, and you, what's your feeling?
Yes, I'm feeling in general, like he rightly said, Norway is really beautiful, of course. We have enjoyed the people. They are very open-minded people. They easily cooperate with us, and we have enjoyed staying with them. But going forward from the session that we have participated so far, we are looking at taking the next generation forward, where we can have that kind of global young people who are championing some specific SDGs within their various countries come on board to actually be part of the planning and implementation of the declaration that we have today. Because this is the first time that Nordic Edge is bringing young people from other parts of the world to participate in this event. And we believe we being the first set of young people, we can easily push through to make sure that young people equally participate, because we have learned and we believe we are sharing the same information outside.
Yeah, and going back to where you come from and what you do at home, so tell a bit about your organization and your work.
Good. So we had a chance to share what we do. For instance, I talked about the Citizens Report, which was an initiative that we started in 2007, and last year, 2017, we started in 2017, sorry, and last year we had the first, that is 2018, we finished the first phase of it. So going forward, we are trying to have a citizen toolkit that people all over the world can easily access the toolkit, so that they can also use the methodology that we actually use to engage citizens at the grassroots level to make sure their voices are being heard. And then we also shared that if it requires a lot of expertise, where we have what it takes, the methodology, the content and all that, but we need other expertise to come on board to make sure we have that kind of citizen toolkit out there for people to.
Yeah, and tell something about your activities. What do you do? What's some of your activities?
Okay, so I think in every event, there are three things that are very important. That is learning, sharing, and also connecting with people. So this event actually gave the opportunity for us to learn and then also share. So one of the things that I shared, my colleague has spoken about the Citizens Report initiative and also the Citizens Report toolkit that we want to get partners to actually put it across. Quite apart from that, we also shared the African Youth SDG Summit, which has become the largest gathering of young people across Africa on the SDGs. And we believe that this is a very fantastic platform where not just young people across Africa, but young people all over the world can also participate and share this kind of experience, because we live in a global environment. So solutions and initiatives and ideas everywhere can also fit into several environments. And we had a very positive response from the young people in the different counties in Norway. They are very responsive, and we hope to engage them further in how they can participate in the 2020 summit, which is scheduled to take place in June in Accra, Ghana.
Oh, excellent. And you want to join? Add something? We start with you, and then we go to the men. So we get a bit gender balance.
Okay, so for me, as a young reporters, it has been a very interesting event because we have been talking about smart cities, we have been talking about climate change, which is very, very important. And we've had discussions and exchanged experiences about how young activists in Norway have been going forward with climate change activism. And we've had to learn and to share experiences on some of the challenges that they are facing here. And so I have shared, for example, with Benedicta, she's one of the activists here. I've shared with her how she can go about activism here with politicians, because she says that they find it a bit hard because they are not listening. And so I just told her how we do it in Ghana. And the whole idea that people over here and are really working on sustainable or smart cities, for me, is very key and it's very interesting, because as an environmentalist, I think those are the key things that we need in any economy or in any society to achieve the SDGs. So for me, yeah, that has been very interesting.
But you all come from cities, or? Yeah. Okay. So, and what's your takeaway?
Well, as a young reporter of the environment and having been engaged with the breakout sessions yesterday, which was exciting, it was interesting to know that achieving the SDGs needed collaborative efforts and inclusive development, for which I shared with students from Norway that they needed to really get involved in SDG-oriented activities and initiatives where they can, as we do in Ghana, use journalistic tools as reporters, get to communities and then people who don't really have a voice, putting their voices up front. So leadership or county leaders, municipalities or government can really take their voice up and then act on what they need and then what they wish for themselves to be happy to achieve the SDGs. So it was interesting in engaging the youth of Norway, but then also another interesting thing was that in Ghana now we're trying to imbibe in the youth the spirit of pre-cycling. I understand that Norway may have some recycling techniques already which are existing, but in order to mitigate climate change effectively, we are looking at efforts or how best people can already start thinking about pre-cycling, where they now make their minds that, okay, fine, let me reduce the use of plastics, or let me reduce the amount of waste I create, so that governments or leadership will not spend so much resources, financial resources, to now be recycling my waste or recycling my plastics. And people were so fascinated about it. So the one new thing I think which which I shared with people of Norway during this summit or the next generation was to encourage them to consider pre-cycling instead of always want to recycle. By that, I think we can save more resources and save the planet even more and better.
So you felt here's something you can really directly contribute with to development of Norway?
Yes. And also not only the pre-cycling thing, but it runs in almost all sectors of the economy, because even if it's in agriculture, composting, food waste, what happens to food waste in Norway? Yeah. So composting and all those small initiatives, we believe that can contribute to the bigger picture.
Yeah. And maybe some of you could speak a bit more about the methodology, how you work with in practice out in Ghana, in the city, with the reporting, and if you feel that the politicians or the decision makers listen to what you do and things happen in practice. Who wants to say something?
Okay, so when it comes to working with politicians, and if they are going to listen to us with regards to our reporting, what we do is, for instance, we have identified specific politicians that have the same interest as we. So in Accra, the mayor of Accra, Mayor Ejesewa, is very much interested in climate action, and he's also vice president or so, if I'm correct, of C40 mayors. And so he has the interest, and we work together with him. When we are working together with him, it means that we have somebody also who is in government that has the same interest as us. And for instance, last Friday during the global strike, we gave a petition to the Ministry of Environment, and we went together with the mayor. And then we tasked the mayor and said, you are also a politician, and we are tasking you, you are the first person we will hold responsible. And you will, together with us, task the Ministry for Environment and the government, so that what we are asking them to do, we make sure that they do it. So like we are putting their own person together with them, and then we are together like tasking the government to deliver on what we are asking them.
Yeah, and then I understand a bit about the methodology, but how do you find them in practice? Do you work with social media? How do you find the best people, so to say? The mayor, you say, is one of them, but do you do it in a systematic way, or is it random they show up, or?
Okay, all right. Look, do you want to take that up?
If you have something to say.
So I think in addition to what she already said, the magic here is that, governments have their own interest, and then citizens also have their own interest. So what we try to do is we carry the voice of the youth or the citizens, and now look at the profiles of people who are in government already, and see which of these personalities or which of these government officials have an environmental focus, if we're talking about the environment in any way. So if we find out on people who already have the environmental focus or SDGs focus, then we catch them up, use them as models, and then push through them to government. So by then it does not become a strange concept to them, but it becomes their own priority, because they have similar interests with what we are pushing on board. You get it. So by that way, then the initiatives are taken up to government, and then the voices are being heard, and then it becomes better.
But how do you connect with them? Do you do it via Twitter or
social media?
Social media.
Yeah, so social media is one of our key tools. So we say what we want to say on social media, and Twitter makes it easy for you to tag all people that you want to have attention, whose attention you want for a specific conversation. And we also belong to a network of in Ghana we have what we like all civil societies come together, and mostly we have a network of environmentalists, we have a network of other groups working on SDGs. So in that same network we have other bigger networks where we have, like for instance, YRE belongs to a UNDP network where we have members of governments, private sector, civil society, everybody is there. So we connect through those spaces as well. And from there we identify people that we work with, and when we go outside on the social media base, we just tag people, we catch the attention of people that we want to hear what we are saying.
So you have an intelligence system.
Yes.
online. And it works, you feel you get effect?
Yeah, it does. So far, evidence shows that it is working because we get them, we get that. And yesterday, somebody just texted me to say that the president of Ghana made a comment, a statement on climate change because of the global climate strikes that happened last Friday. Yeah. So it means that the impact that we are seeking for is happening.
It's already happening.
So it's already happening.
So when the mayor shows up in line with you, then you know it's real.
Yeah.
And what's next step when you come back now to Ghana? What after taking the dirt away?
Okay. Yes, next step, what we've identified for the next generation is to come up with a next generation fellowship. That is to identify some young people across the globe, to connect them so we can share our initiative online, what they are currently doing. So then, I think a month or two, there will be a call for application in that regard for young people interested to actually show interest and build that kind of network. So students, young people making change across the country can have that kind of connection so that we can take the conversation forward. And that is so far what we have.
Do you feel that you get out in the rural landscape in Ghana as well? Or now we speak about Accra, the greater region of Accra, or the whole Ghana, or you know what I mean? Do you get?
So the point is that depending on the initiative that we are working on, it's very important that you look at the target people. So for instance, if you are leading a climate strike, that you need policy makers or policy change, then you have to target people living in Accra because that's where the policy makers live.
Yeah.
But initiative like what Francis spoke about, the citizens report, we want to mobilize the most left behind communities. Then we have to go to the rural communities. So depending on initiatives, we identify the people and we work with rural communities, peri-urban communities, and then also urban people.
I want to chip in something little concerning what Francis said. It is not tentative yet. It is not finalized as to if we are going to open applications or anything. This is in the discussion phase. So nothing is concrete yet. So just to help clarify what you were saying. We are at the discussion stage. So it is possible within a month or two something will happen, but also to just say that we are also in the discussion phase.
So for now, I think going back to Ghana, it is more like a knowledge exchange kind of thing, because we have brought some experiences from Ghana to Norway. So as we go back to Ghana now, we've seen so much beautiful things here, and then it's just good that we replicate those things in Ghana as well, as we have also brought some good things to Norway. So I think,
So you are satisfied as if we conclude a little bit the trip so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very good opportunity. Let's thank the city of Trondheim. Trondheim for...
Here it is, you can see the city.
The city of Trondheim for the invitation, and then also the support for bringing us here, the next generation, specifically to Christian, that really coordinated every aspect of it, and made sure that even the speakers, we met the youth mayors from the various counties, and they are very intelligent people. We learned a lot, exchange ideas.
And thank Morton also. We have to thank him, and we have to thank Christian and Avon. They have been super supportive.
And just an hour back, we connected with the new city of Nairobi outside. So maybe you get some connection with East and West Africa.
And thanks to you too.
You've been awesome.
Thank you, Betola.
Try to get the message out in the world.
Thank you.
Okay, from the youth delegation of Ghana here at Nordic Edge in Stavanger. Bridging the world. Thank you. See you.
Let's go to